Thank you for visiting our channel. Please like, share and subscribe for more exciting food videos. Few dishes strike the perfect balance between sweet and savory like honeyed pork. Tender meat glazed with honey caramelizes into a sticky, glossy coating that's irresistible. Its roots stretch across cultures, from Chinese char siu to American barbecue, proving its universal appeal. What makes it special? The contrast. Honey's natural sweetness cuts through rich, salty pork, creating layers of flavor in every bite. Whether slow roasted, grilled, or stir-fried, this dish turns simple ingredients into something memorable. If you haven't tried it yet, you're missing out. What is honeyed pork? Honeyed pork is a dish where tender pork gets coated in a sticky, glossy honey glaze. The sweetness of honey balances the rich, savory notes of the meat, creating a flavor that's hard to resist. It's found in many cuisines, often prepared as char siu in China, tocino in the Philippines, or glazed ribs in the US. The textures vary too, from slow-cooked fall-off-the-bone softness to quick-seared caramelized edges. Key ingredients in honeyed pork. The magic of honeyed pork comes from its simple but powerful ingredients. Each one plays a crucial role. Pork cuts. Shoulder, belly, or ribs work best. Fat keeps the meat juicy, while lean cuts like tenderloin can dry out. Honey. The star. Its natural sugars caramelize, forming that glossy, sticky glaze. Dark honey adds deeper flavor, while lighter honey keeps it bright. Soy sauce adds saltiness and umami, balancing the sweetness. Dark soy sauce gives a richer color. Spices. Garlic, ginger, and 5-spice powder are common. They add warmth and complexity without overpowering. You can tweak the mix. Some add vinegar for tang or chili for heat. But these basics create the signature taste. Global variations of honeyed pork. Every culture puts its own spin on honeyed pork. Here's how it differs across 3 popular versions. China, char siu. Red fermented bean paste and hoisin sauce give char siu its bold, smoky sweet flavor. It's usually roasted until the edges char slightly. Philippines, tocino. Cured with pineapple juice or annatto for a tangier, slightly citrusy taste. Often pan-fried until crisp and served with eggs and garlic rice. U.S. glazed ribs. Barbecue-style versions use honey in a sauce with mustard or ketchup. Slow cooked until the meat nearly falls off the bone. The core idea, honey glazed pork, stays the same, but the extras, spices, cooking methods, make each unique. Whether you prefer smoky, tangy, or straight-up sweet, there's a version for you. The history of honeyed pork. Honeyed pork isn't just a modern comfort food. It has deep roots stretching back centuries. The combination of honey and pork was born out of necessity and creativity, as early cooks discovered how honey's natural sugars could transform tough cuts into tender, flavorful meals. Over time, this simple pairing evolved into beloved dishes across continents, adapting to local tastes while keeping its core appeal. Cultural significance. Honeyed pork isn't just food. It's tied to celebrations, family traditions, and even history. Here's how different cultures have embraced it. China. Char siu, the iconic red glazed pork, is a staple at Lunar New Year feasts. Families gather around this dish, symbolizing prosperity and happiness. Spain. In Catalan celebrations, l'am amb mel, honey glazed pork loin, often appears at weddings and festivals, blending sweet and savory in a way that feels festive. American South. Honey glazed ham is a centerpiece at holidays like Easter and Christmas. The sticky, caramelized crust makes it a nostalgic favorite. From street food to ceremonial meals, honeyed pork bridges generations. It's a dish that feels familiar yet special, whether served on a weeknight or at a grand celebration. The way honey preserves and enhances pork wasn't just a culinary accident. It was a practical solution that became tradition. Every culture that adopted it added their own touch, proving that great flavors are worth sharing. Next time you take a bite of honey-glazed ribs or char siu, remember, you're tasting centuries of history on your plate. How to make honeyed pork at home. Making honeyed pork at home is easier than you might think. With the right cut, a solid marinade, and a cooking method that suits your taste, you'll get tender, sticky sweet pork every time. Here's how to nail it. Choosing the right pork cut. Not all pork cuts work equally well for honeyed pork. You need meat that stays juicy while absorbing flavors. Here are the top picks. Pork shoulder, butt. Marbled with fat, it stays moist during slow cooking. Perfect for roasting or braising. Baby back ribs. Lean but tender, with bones that add flavor. Ideal for grilling or baking with a honey glaze. Pork belly. Fatty and rich, crisps up beautifully when roasted or pan-seared. Avoid lean cuts like tenderloin. They dry out too easily. The goal is balance. Enough fat for juiciness but not so much that the dish feels heavy. Marinating techniques. The marinade does more than add flavor. It tenderizes the meat. For best results. Base ingredients. Mix honey, soy sauce, minced garlic, and ginger. Add a splash of vinegar or rice wine for brightness. Timing matters. Quick marinade, 30 minutes to 2 hours, works for thinner cuts like sliced pork belly. Longer marinades, 4+ hours, or overnight, suit thicker cuts like shoulder or ribs. Basting trick. Reserve some marinade before adding it to raw meat. Use this clean portion to glaze the pork while cooking. For deeper flavor, poke the meat with a fork before marinating. This lets the sweet salty mixture penetrate further. Cooking methods. How you cook honeyed pork changes its texture and intensity. Here's how to choose. Grilling. Gives smoky charred edges. Works best with ribs or skewered pork. Watch for flare-ups. Honey burns easily. Roasting. Low and slow, 300 degrees Fahrenheit for 1.5 to 2 hours, melts fat and caramelizes the glaze. Ideal for shoulder or belly. Stir frying. Quick and crispy. Slice pork thinly, sear in a hot pan, then toss with honey sauce at the end. Each method has trade-offs. Grilling adds smokiness but requires attention. Roasting is hands-off but takes time. Stir-frying is fast but less caramelized. Pick based on your patience and tools. Now that you know the basics, it's time to start cooking. Experiment with cuts and methods to find your favorite version. The key is balancing sweet, salty, and tender. Get that right, and you'll never look back. That's it for the prep and first steps of our honeyed pork, a sweet and savory dish worth trying. Stay tuned. We'll finish the cooking and show you how to serve it perfectly in part 2. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe.